What's the main thing that made you say yes? What is like one top thing that makes us want to marry that person? Does it scare you guys going out in public by yourself?
They're like not proposed to yet, like don't have that dream man. I'm sure he's coming.
Oh,
there's
100%.
somebody for everybody.
100%.
What is your dream proposal? What interaction did you have that made you want to take your dogs with you everywhere?
And experiences with you guys that made you feel like very uncomfortable in that moment? Me and Pau had went to Mexico and some guy said some slick shit about Pau.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I think I was really bold for saying this in Mexico.
You were.
I was really bold for saying this in Mexico.
I literally think that sometimes I'm like, imagine I said this about their mom. Like, I literally think that. I don't act on it.
I've seen some bold people that be like, your mama. I'm like, oh, yes, that was a good one. Imagine you were talking, like, whatever they commented on you, imagine they were commenting that shit on their mom. Like, how would you feel?
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the official podcast. You guys see it? Oh my gosh. I am so excited for this episode because it's just an all-girls episode. I know you guys are so used to seeing Garik here, but Pau is in Garik's position right now.
Hi, guys.
I'm still here.
Garik is still here, and Eddie is still here.
We have a whole live audience right now.
Yes, we do. And Karen is here.
I'm by myself here in the corner, but I'm still here.
But we are here to just talk about girl talk. It's going to be really fun, so I hope you guys stick around. If you guys do like this episode, make sure that you click the like button and make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you guys turn on your post notifications so that way you guys get notified every time that we upload. I know it's been a really long time since we have come onto the podcast. I took a little bit of a break just from everything that's been going on in life, period. And maybe me and Garik will get a little bit into that because October was a crazy, crazy month. So I am here with the girls. I'm here with Pau and I'm here with Karen. This is a girl talk. I invited them because I just feel like girl talk is superior.
Literally.
I feel like
100%.
everybody...
It's
I feel
the
like,
best.
Yeah.
I have too much on my chest that I've been waiting to take off, and I can't talk to anybody, so I'm ready to talk about it right now.
Okay, guys, so we are going to get into it, but also make sure that you go down below in the description and follow us on every single platform that we have. It is linked down below. We got Garik's car channel. We got Garik's boys channel. We got our main channel, which is GMB official. If you guys haven't followed that already, we got this channel, and I do have my personal channel, which is Britney official. You guys can find it down below, linked down below. But if you guys want to
Oh, damn. Okay.
promo your guys' stuff, do it.
I'm like, can you just put it down below?
We'll put it
I'll
down
add it in the
below,
description. It's going to be down below in the description. So make sure that you guys follow Pau and Karen.
Thank you.
And make sure you turn on your post notifications so that you guys are notified every time that they upload as well. Pau does have her own podcast.
Oh,
and
I do.
yes. And I love her podcast because I think her podcast is just about self-love. And I love that. I love it so much.
Thank you,
because
Brit.
I think it helps girls be motivated to really kind of go into their self-love and notice
Just
that
better themselves in every way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How is that going though, by the way?
It's going good. I feel really good. Like, I feel very fulfilled. I literally had a dream one night about this. Like, oh, I need to do this. Like, I need to spread this message. And so I just feel happy with it, honestly.
Aw,
I love
that's
that.
great. Yeah,
I
love that.
Dude, you know, I'll be watching your videos sometimes, and I'll be like, okay, pet, like, okay, I'm gonna write that one down right now.
Oh
Because
my
I got
gosh.
some inspiration from there.
You guys are so
Yeah.
cute. Thank you.
Yeah, she has so much self-love, and I love that because she really does motivate me to, even though I do have a lot of self-love just because of my fiance, how much he loves me, it really just shows like how much that I need to love myself even more.
That's right.
But it helps me a lot, like with
I
your
love
podcast.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Brit.
Of
That means
course,
a lot
of course,
to
dude.
me.
But we are gonna get into it. We have a couple of things listed, and even if we get off a topic, it's okay. I know sometimes you guys hate when we get off a topic, but if it does happen, just disregard it and continue watching, because I'm sure that things that we get off topic are still interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be juicy for sure. Even if we
Yeah.
get off
Yeah,
topic,
girl.
it's gonna be juicy. 'Cause
It's a
girl talk.
conversation, you know.
Yeah.
It goes from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Alrighty. So the first thing that I want to get into is, bitch, you're married.
I'm so married right now, huh? I keep forgetting that my last name is Cepeda. Like the other day I was somewhere and I put Karen Mendoza and I was like, ooh,
when did you change your last name?
I haven't. So
What? You haven't yet?
no
not yet. But like I should already start practicing, you know?
Yeah.
But I am definitely a Cepeda now. It feels the same.
Yeah.
It does, because like everybody's asking me like, how does it feel that you're married now? I'm like, well, technically I've been feeling like I've been married to this man since like 3 years now, because that's the longest the whole time that we've been living together. So I feel like it would have been different if like we weren't living together, then got married and then lived together. Then I'd have been like, oh, it's a different experience. But,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
for
love
sure.
it more. It feels more like an accomplishment. Like I have an
Yeah.
accomplishment of my relationship. But it feels great. I love it on this side. I love being Karen. I was about to say Karen Mendoza.
Mendoza.
I love being Karen Cepeda, I swear.
Yeah.
It feels great.
Was it, honestly, when I saw you just kind of like running everywhere, it started to stress me out, because I was like, dude, homegirl really just nailed everything and was on top of everything.
Thank you.
Was it stressful?
Hell yeah, it was stressful. I feel like the first, like after I walked down the altar, you know, that was like the best moment for me. Like that's like literally what I wanted. Like the party and everything, like we party all the time, you know, but it was like the main thing that I was focused about was like me being able to see him when he sees me walking down the altar and all that. So I was able to suck all those juices in from that. But when it came to like the actual party, I was like, God damn, I was stressed, because I had a wedding coordinator. Shout out to him, because he did like the most to like get shit like done.
Right.
But then, you know, not everything always goes your way. Like things can't be fixed. Like
Right.
one of those things was that we was hella late to our own wedding. And
Really?
like, yeah, we're late to everything, bro. So like I don't understand.
I'm like, I'll agree.
That's gonna be you, bro.
I'm like the one thing that like we were supposed to be on time, we were late. We're like an hour late, bro. Now we're like 20 minutes late.
Okay.
So, you know, that causing us to be late made everything be like delayed. So I can't control time. So, you know, I was like stressed about it. But at the same time, I told myself like, look, you can either get stressed about it, or you can just be like, bitch, this is the only day you're going to get married and you're never going to get this again. So just let it be. So,
Right.
you know, I had to tell myself that a lot of times, and Eddie had to tell me that too. Cause he'd be like, girl, like stop stressing. Like just let it be. But what was your question again? Because I forgot what the question was.
Was it stressful?
Oh yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah.
It was hella stressful, but it was hella worth it, and like I wouldn't change anything about it.
So seeing your wedding, it made me stress out so much, because I was like, okay, my wedding's coming up next, and I just have so much on my plate already that I was like, okay, if I sit here and I plan everything, there's gonna be so much on my plate. So seeing you be kind of you said you had a wedding coordinator, right?
So I got the wedding coordinator
Okay.
like towards the end, because I swear to God I was a boss ass bitch. I was like,
You were planning
like
it?
I got everything. I got the venue, like the food. I did
Oh my
everything, like
gosh.
every
Wow.
vendor you can think of, I did myself.
Okay.
And then at one point I was like, well, who the fuck is gonna tell like everybody where to sit out, where to
yeah.
position out, who's gonna
Yeah.
do this, who's gonna do that. And when I found my person to decorate, he was also the coordinator. So I was
Okay.
like, all right, 2-in-1, ASAP. Let's pay for him to coordinate the wedding.
Right.
So I feel like that's why it wasn't as stressful, because now that I know what what it is to get married, I would have hired 4 of those motherfuckers. Like, I would have really put that shit on Klarna, Afterpay, fucking everything if I had just to make sure like shit went the right way, because it was just one person and I was still stressed.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
saw
lot.
you. Yeah.
It's a
'Cause
lot.
I remember seeing you, and you were like, I have to go here. I have to go here. And it made me stressed out. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to have to do this?
Britney girl, I'm telling you right now, you got the money to do it. Get every fucking coordinator in the state of California and get them motherfuckers to be at your wedding. You can do it. You can make it be as peaceful as you can, because
Yeah.
just imagine like I was so stress free the night before, because the coordinator was like, you don't gotta worry about shit. Like I got
Yeah.
everything ready for you. Like you just gotta show up.
Right.
Once I showed up, I was like, wait, why isn't this like playing at this time, or why is this like this, or why is like that? And it's like, bro, you're late. Like we're trying to figure it out, or it was like, oh, like they're running late, or this or that, like whatever, you know. So it was just like, damn. But like I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I have a question though. When did you write your vows?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was so busy and like everywhere. I wrote that shit the night before.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
But I feel like I've heard that a lot of times, that a lot of brides write their vows before because they're so stressed out with so much going on that they'll write it before, but it makes it so much more sentimental.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking about it right there on the spot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I felt like for me, when I was thinking about like, because there's always in the back of my head like, oh, I have to write my vows. I have to write my vows. Because I had actually had notebooks for me and Eddie where we would actually write them down because I wanted to keep that as a memory.
Okay.
Every time I would think about, oh, I have to write my vows, I have to write my, I was like, girl, like, I already know what I got. I already know kind of what I want to say because that's really how I feel. You feel me? So I was like, I'm not going to have trouble writing my vows. I just really have to like sit there and like think about exactly in what order I want to say the things I want to say to my man.
Yeah.
So the night before, I was literally like, okay, everything's done. Like the coordinator's taking care of everything. I just gotta worry about me and these vows, right?
Right.
But I was there just sobbing by myself. I was just like, like, bro, I couldn't like, I didn't even know how to start. I wrote whatever I wrote, and I didn't like it. And I
No
threw it away.
way.
Like I liked what I said. I just didn't like how it sounded because I'm like, I wanted to sound more like I don't know. I
Like
was just
natural?
like, hey, like I love you. Like no, I wanted to sound more like
Oh, okay.
like down to earth, like something like that. I don't know how to explain it. So I wrote it twice. So he got the second draft. I still showed him.
Dude,
yeah.
I have still never heard your vows. I'm
Grab
excited.
them right here. I'll read them to you right now.
No way.
No, but I actually liked everything I said. I think that I was just trying to say too much, and I felt like I wasn't trying to be too long either, because I already know like everybody's just sitting there and like really waiting for. Because I feel like a wedding is special, but it's more special for like us and like our media family. Everybody else is just there to like see you kiss and like take a picture.
Dude,
you
no,
know?
I love the vows.
Oh,
like,
really?
I literally cry at weddings. At every wedding I've been to, I cry and I listen to the vows. I'm like, wow, that's beautiful.
Well, I feel like my vows are good. When I watched the video, I was like, damn, like, I said what I said, and I said it, and I meant it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
can't
saw your vows and it really made me emotional because it's just putting your all into expressing how much you really love the person. And that's what I'm like most scared for when
Bro,
me and
just-
Garik do have our wedding, is because I have so much that I do want to say.
And you have no, like, you have, like, think, how long have you been with Garik?
We've been together for almost 5 years,
Bro,
right?
now think about,
Wow.
is it
Hey.
No,
8.
it's not 8.
almost 5? Okay,
It's
so now-
almost 5, yeah.
So now think about it.
crazy.
Try to picture 5 years of a relationship and try to put it in one little like vow paper. Like, girl, I've been with Eddie for 12 years. Now I've been thinking, I was
Yeah.
thinking about the first day he made me his girlfriend, to like the middle, like it was too much, and I was
Right.
trying to write like essays, bro. I was already like
Wow.
doing like a 12-page essay, like still going on. I'm like, bro, you can't. No, there's no way. Like, this is the final draft. Cut this shit in half. Cut that half in half. Cut that half in another half, and that's what you gotta say. So it was hard.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I would have been there forever if it was really up to me.
Yeah, I honestly just want to give you kudos to all of it because you planned it so well.
Thank you.
And I thought it was so beautiful. Like, it matched you guys so well.
Thank you.
I even told Bao, like, the touch that you had to everything, the sandals, bitch.
Oh yeah.
The
Thank you so
sandals.
much for those sandals.
Those
They saved our
sandals,
life.
it saved everybody's life.
Somebody was selling their, so some guy at the wedding, I don't
What?
even know who it was. He had a pair of sandals, and he was like, whoever wants these, $15 right now. Like,
What?
Oh,
I was like, you don't give a fucking sandals away right now.
that's crazy.
We had heard about me and Bao heard about
resellers.
we heard about the sandals early, and me and Paul
yeah.
walked over to the sandals
Immediately.
fast, and we grabbed them. And I
Did
was
you grab
like,
your size at least?
Yeah, yeah,
and then
we did.
Remember you had asked me because you were like, I only have a large, and I had grabbed an extra small, and I gave you my extra small, and I stood in the large. Bitch, tell me why I still have the extra large here at the house. I use them like when I go outside and shit.
That's so
Bro,
funny.
it's because like I wanted everybody to be outside. Like I
Yeah,
wanted people to
and
like
comfortable.
You know, I didn't want to see somebody be like, "Oh, I'm sitting down because my feet hurt." Like,
Yeah.
girl, I got you. I got some sandals in the
Dude.
bag. You know,
I love
was
that.
amazing.
I
you
love
should
that.
definitely have that when you get married.
I know. I love the
Please.
fact that you just kind of knew exactly what to do at that moment. That really spoke a lot to me. Was just the sandals part. I was like, oh, she knows. I was like,
I mean, because I've been to so many parties where I swear I was a bad bitch. Like, I'm gonna take these 4 stiletto heels, like, and then like midway, I'm like, damn, like either I get drunk more so I won't feel it, or I have to take my shoes off and have black feet when I go home, and I don't want that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just get a bunch of sandals for everybody.
right.
Do
yeah.
it, do it. Did you actually wear your sandals or no?
Me?
Yeah,
Girl, yes. What the hell? My feet were killing me.
Yeah.
You saved my life.
that's right. See,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
So this is a question for all of us, but what is like one top thing that makes us want to marry that person?
Oh, I know.
I want to hear your perspective.
Yeah, I want to
For
hear Paul's.
me, I think something that would make me want to marry somebody is like if I want my future children to be like that person.
Okay.
That's 100% for
100%,
me.
yeah.
Like, do I want my child to be just like you? You know,
Put
like
that shit in a book, girl. You need to write a book.
Yeah,
Where all
she
this
does.
stuff come from? Like you be saying the right
I do.
stuff.
I do
like-
want to write a book, but no, that's really important because you know, obviously, your child is going to be a reflection of your partner and obviously of you too. But
Right.
it's extremely important, and even like there's a lot that goes into it. Like even mental like disorders, mental illnesses, that gets also passed on to the child, and so many things get passed on to the child.
That's crazy. I've never
So-
thought about it like that. You said like the right thing.
Yeah.
I was saying like, girl, that dick is one. And you coming out with the that's down. No, yes, for real.
I know I wasn't thinking about the kids. I was like, I was like, damn, the kids are waiting to be processed.
Damn, that's crazy.
You guys are
your
hilarious.
mindset is so like I love it. I
I know.
Thank
You
you.
need to write a book and let me be the first one to read it because I need to read that
I'll
shit.
send
Yeah.
it to you.
What's the main thing that made you say yes to the proposal?
Well, imagine if I would have said no.
I know, bitch. I was
I'd be like, nah. Obviously, like before I got proposed to, I already knew like it was gonna happen. I just didn't know
Yeah.
when.
Okay.
I just figured like, cause when me and Eddie got together, obviously we're super young, and when it came to like us maturing, you know, it wasn't me who was like, oh, you better marry, you better put this ring on this finger. No, it was more like him, like, oh, like the day we're financially stable, like I'm gonna make sure that we're good. Like I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna put that ring on the finger. I said, okay, say less. That's when I was like, all right, this man is down to like, cause we came from nothing, bro. We used to take bus rides to go to the fucking mall and eat some fucking Carl's Jr. and watch a movie, bro. From his money from selling chips at school.
Wow.
So like for me to see that, like him doing the most, for us to just like have like a little date, to us like moving into our first apartment, and then him like providing, and then him being the person to bring up like, hey, like when we're good, like we're gonna get married. I'm like, all right, bet, like this man really wants to hold it down for me. So that was like all my green flags. Because imagine if I was with Eddie and like us having nothing, and then him being like, well, you figure out how we gonna pay for this food. Like, motherfucker, I don't have
That's
shit either.
crazy.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like him providing and like saying that he wants to be my provider and like
He showed you that
like,
he was a man,
basically. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I like that one. I'm gonna hold that one down.
That's good. Yeah. I feel like my main thing was honestly, there's been a lot that me and Garik have like gone through in our lives together. And still to this day, we continue growing as
Right.
a couple. And I would be lying if I said that to this day we don't get in arguments, which we do. We
that's
for sure
normal.
do.
That's every couple.
We argue about the smallest things, and honestly, it's normal.
It is.
And I think the main thing was the fact that him proposing really showed me like how much he really loves me. And the way that he went all out. I've said this before though, I knew he was proposing. Like I knew it.
Bro, You told
I told
me.
her, yeah.
Really?
You told me like
I told her, I was like, I think Garik's gonna propose to me. She's like, bitch, you think? And I was like, yeah, I know it. I was like, because he told me, he was like, don't look at my location and don't look at my text messages if you want to ruin the surprise. And I was like, dude,
Oh my god.
I was like, I know you're surprising me with a proposal. And then I had told my mom, and my mom was like, do you think that he's gonna propose? And then maybe like 4 days before he proposed, he had told my mom, and my mom kind of stopped calling. My mom calls me every single day. Every single day. Every single day. So then for 4 days, my mom didn't call me. Yeah.
Vicious.
And I was like,
that's
okay,
crazy.
yeah, I know it. And he had told me, he was like, make sure your nails are done and make sure that
Wow.
you're dressed. And this was the first time that he went into my closet and was like, show me what you're going to wear. And I was like, oh,
Dude.
yeah. And I saw him at the jeweler. I saw his location at the jeweler.
Oh yeah, that's what you told
Yeah.
me.
I saw his location at the jeweler, and he was telling me he was buying a watch. And I was like, it does not take you 3 times to go over there to go figure out if you really like the watch. Like, there's no way. And I knew that because before our jeweler is Ice Brothers, and I had known before because they had asked me in a very like discreet way. They're like, oh, what would your like dream
Wedding
ring
Oh,
be?
how did they ask you discreetly?
They had just asked me. They just asked me like straight on point. And I gave every detail literally about my ring right here. I was like, I want emeralds all around my whole entire ring. And I want just a diamond, like a big diamond emerald. I had at first said I wanted a baguette. I wanted baguettes all around, and I wanted a baguette on top. But they had talked me out of a baguette because they said that baguettes look like glass. So they said emerald. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of getting a little too close to what I think's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like Eddie dropped the ball with me too.
Yeah.
Because
Really?
like I randomly like so everybody in my family was acting weird too. Talking
Okay.
about like, oh, let's go to the dinner. Like, bitch, when you want to hang out with me? All of a sudden, like, all of you guys want to hang out with me. Like, it was just weird. And then Eddie was like, oh, I'm going on a trip with the guys. That wasn't weird for me, but what was weird, like, all the girls wanted to hang out with me, like my sisters-in-laws, my best friends. And all of a sudden, let's have a sleepover. Like, da-da-da. I was like, she's not adding up. And I really wish that I really would have caught on sooner because me looking back at my proposal, like I wish I would have worn something more different because like they were like, we're going to go to this like dinner and it's going to be like calaveras vibe. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm going to wear like a going out fit, you feel me? Because now like I would probably wear like a long tight dress or something more like elegant. But I caught on to it when we were on our way there because I got a notification from Airbnb and I was like, why would I get a notification from Airbnb? Eddie used my Airbnb account to get the house where he proposed.
No.
So I'm like, why would you do that? Like, I got an Airbnb and I was like, huh? Like, what is this? Like, I didn't get no fucking house. Like, I was like literally looking and I'm like, am I getting scammed right now? So when I looked at it and then I like put everything together, I'm like,
No.
wait. And I was like, it's too late to turn around. I can't change no more. And I was just like freaking out because I didn't want, like, I got so excited for it, but then I also didn't want to be like, like, it's really just a dinner, you know?
Right.
But when I got there and they were like, oh, put this blindfold on your face, I was like,
Oh my
I was
god.
like, do I have time to take a shit, please? Because, like, I was ready to just, bro, I don't like being an emotional person in front of people. I don't like crying in front of people. I don't like when people see me like that. So I was just like, I already know that everybody and their fucking mamas is going to be there. And for them to see me, like, want to cry, like, I was just like, ew, no, I can't do that. But yeah, I felt that. I felt like that.
Did you take a shit before?
No. Definitely took a shit after. But that's how I feel like he gave it away. It was definitely the friends and then the Airbnb. The Airbnb like confirmed it for me.
Was your heart like beating super fast
Yes.
and you're on your way?
No, yes. I felt like my knees were shaking really bad. Like I feel like I got pale. I felt like I literally was like my body was going through like cardiac arrest. Like I
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Like I feel like my lips were almost purple vibes. Like I was just
Damn.
because I was just like feeling the emotions and then like also
Wow.
knowing that everybody behind my shoulder is just like watching and like there's like cameras on your face and you're just like like I don't know. That was a lot. I loved it
Oh
though.
my gosh.
Did you like, because I knew that when I was getting proposed to, I knew the whole entire time. And I was like, oh my God, my biggest fear is that I don't cry. And then when I had gotten there and I took the blindfold off, that's when the waterworks came. Did you feel that way?
When I was like entering and they told me to put the blindfold on my face, like because I don't cry in front of people, like I said,
Right.
I was like, damn, like I literally said in my face, like I'm not gonna cry, like I'm not, like I really said like I'm gonna give if this is really what it is, like I know I'm gonna be surprised, especially because I didn't know what shit looked like, so I was just like, you might not cry, but like it's because that's just me, like I don't like crying in front of people, but when I seen like the whole setup and I seen him there, like bro, I started crying really ugly.
Right.
Yeah, and then like when I watched my wedding video, bro, I look like Kim Kardashian when she's crying in that.
Diamond earring. Is it that one?
I couldn't, like, it's just I cried nasty.
No, it's okay.
But I feel like everybody
It's
cries.
good. Yeah.
It's
a
just
human, you know?
emotions coming out.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all make me want to cry right now. No, just
you know, it's completely normal. Honestly, it's just a lot of
Well,
emotions.
that's what I'm scared of, though. Like,
Yeah.
what if I don't cry whenever that happens?
That's what I thought, dude. I was like, what if I don't cry?
Yeah.
I was like, are people gonna judge me if I don't cry? But then no, I just immediately started crying because I just thought to myself, I was like, wow, this is really happening. Like
yeah.
this person really wants to marry me through all of the shit.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
That's
perfect.
true, that's true.
And I've preached this so many times. I'm not perfect. And before you judge me, make sure you're perfect. Make sure you're peach perfect before you judge me.
Girl, ain't nobody
Yup.
gonna judge me unless
Yeah.
God, bro.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly.
Literally.
And so I was like, the fact that he wants to marry me from all the attitude, everything.
It feels nice,
It
huh?
just-
Because, like, sometimes I feel like I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then for you to still want to marry me, like, no, yeah, I fucking live it.
Yeah. But they have their moments too. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
They have their little period moments too. That's why I sometimes be asking them, I'm like, are you on your period?
Don't they say that guys have, like, a period,
Yes,
too? I
yes.
forgot
Yeah,
what it is.
I think
So
so.
they said like once you've been like, okay, I'm not being a scientist and shit, but once like you've been with your man for like a while and like y'all be like doing it consistently, like y'all juices like combine,
No.
his body like knows like when your body is like
No way.
So it's
So they
like
just piss you off more.
so, like when you guys like when you become like having a flow, like I guess like his body reacts to kind of like, have you ever heard when you get pregnant, your man might also get the symptoms?
Yeah,
Because,
I've heard
like,
that.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And, like his body knows. Like I don't know how real that is, but like I believe. In
I
that
don't doubt
because-
it. I don't doubt it.
I believe in that because sometimes when I get my period, like I did be like, oh, like damn, like you bleeding too? Fuck, you want a pad or what?
They get into their little moments too. But then that makes me realize that at the end of the day, we are still internally little girls and they are still boys, like little
Yeah.
boys. At the end of the day, we're continuously growing.
We're so young.
Yeah. We're continuously growing together. So when we catch an attitude with each other, it's just basically like a little girl and a little boy going back and forth at it.
That's so true.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you like not propose to you or like don't have that dream man? That's I'm sure he's coming. 'Cause
Oh,
there's somebody for
100%.
everybody.
100%.
What is your dream proposal? So
My dream
whoever
proposal.
that person is can
You know
write it down.
what? I've never like sat down and thought like, oh, this is my dream proposal, but I want something extravagant and just like very thoughtful. Like I want something big.
She said like have all the Disneyland
Want it
characters
big.
pop out.
Yeah, like I want it very extra. Like I don't want just a simple like going on a hike and then get proposed to, which nothing wrong with that, you know? But I do want it to be extra. I don't know exactly what that entails. I think my man will know that, not me.
Yeah. I think it's because when you give your all to a man, you expect them to give their all
Yeah.
to you when it comes down to a very important moment.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Like I want to always be able to look back at that moment and be like, wow, like that was amazing. That was beautiful. That's my dream.
That's the way that I look at my proposal is like I've given my all to Garik and him repaying me back is just not just my proposal obviously, sorry about the mic scratch, Not just the proposal, obviously, but it was just how much detail he put into it.
Yeah, like the little details are just,
Yeah.
that's what, I don't know.
It was,
It makes
And
you
he
feel
surprised
so
me.
loved.
I
yeah,
was surprised because like he is romantic, but he's more like, I don't know how to explain it. How would I explain you?
secluded.
Um, he's more like nonchalant.
Okay.
Like for his birthday, like I'd be like, "What do you want to do? Nothing. You want a cake? Sure. You want to stay home? All right, we can stay home, watch a movie.
That's
Like
dark.
that's his vibe, you know. And for me, like when I think of his birthday, I'm like, ASAP, like call the bakery, fucking make it, fucking watch a video, make that shit
go
yourself,
all
like
out.
do this, do that. And he's like that. He tries to be like that with me, but he got that from me. Like he learned that from me, so he tries, and which I love now. Like obviously, he tries to do the most for me. So when it came
Right.
to the proposal, like whenever I would think about my proposal, I'd be like, oh, it might be like low key, you know, like he's gonna try and I'm gonna love it for it. But like when he proposed to me, I was like, wait, hold up, who the fuck helped you? Like whose idea was this? Because like you know, it was a lot for me. I like it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I love that.
I
But
love
we're gonna
that.
have to write that one down.
Yeah, we are.
I know, let my future man know.
Okay, so now that I'm engaged, I see a lot of your life behind the internet because me and Pao are very close, just as it is. Like, Pao is my best friend. And even now that you're married, does it scare you guys going out in public by yourself?
Yes. And I was just telling Pal, like, girl, you are strong. Like, I've been
Yeah.
seeing you taking solo trips. Girl, like, I don't understand how you do it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I'm by myself and someone comes at me, I'm going to try my hardest to protect myself.
Right.
But I think it's just like the fear behind your head. Like, you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's behind
Right,
you.
yeah.
You know who has good intentions, bad intentions. Like, is that. So I feel like when I have like a man figure next to me, you kind of feel more like at ease, more relaxed because you're not by
Right.
yourself. So when I see you, girl, I'm like, ooh, I'll be like, Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado, sea tu-" I'll be like, please watch
Your
over
prayers
Pao
are
because,
working.
Bro, like, I seen you went to Mexico by yourself. I seen you go,
Homegirl
where else did you go by yourself?
Stressed me out. She stressed me out. She didn't just stress me out. She stressed Garik out. Garik was sitting there and Garik was like, babe, Pal went to Mexico by herself. Why didn't you tell her that you would go with her? Like, why is she over there by herself? And I'm like, babe, I can't control
guys are
Pal.
funny.
He's like, no, you should have gone with her. She needs protection. This and that. I'm like, babe,
What the heck?
I can't
Not gonna lie, that
control
trip.
her just out of nowhere trips.
How?
Yeah, that trip was like very spontaneous. I
Yeah.
was really mentally going through it and I was like, I have to take a trip. I have to take a trip. So I just booked it and I went. But you know what's funny? I was telling Karen too that when I was in a relationship, I felt that way too. I was like, I honestly, like, I don't know how I'm going to do it if I ever have to be alone. Like, I feel so comfortable with this person and I feel like I can't, like, I don't picture myself just going places alone. Like, it's scary.
Right.
But then I don't know now. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little delusional. Like, there's a part of me that's like, nothing bad will ever happen to you. Which is like, I know it's not good to think that way, but I don't have bad experiences like almost ever.
Girl, if you would have told me, I would have went to the store right away and I would have bought an air tag and I would have made you swallow that shit. Because you're just so bold. Like, how? I get scared to go to the fucking garage by myself.
Yeah. Is there
I don't
any
know.
crazy experiences that you guys have had? Because I know I've had a lot of crazy experiences by myself. And when people ask me, why do you have so many dogs? Okay, so Ween is my wiener dog. And he's just kind of here. And me and Garik talk about it all the time that he's just kind of like random. But we always knew that we wanted a wiener dog. Like, we always knew that just like, they're just like kind of like a smaller Doberman. But me now getting my Dobermans, I take them everywhere with me. And it's just for safety precautions because I've gone through a lot of situations where I wish I had a dog with me to just protect me in a way where people don't feel so comfortable coming up to me and saying certain things to me because I
Yeah.
have a dog with me.
Right.
And I've experienced also where I do have a dog with me and people are a little bit more timid because there's
Bro,
a
I was
dog.
scared to come inside your house right now.
I know.
Those
know.
dogs are.
They don't play.
I'm gonna need to have to rent one of those if I ever have to be by myself, because those dogs for sure, like, your house is secured, you're secure, like,
Yeah.
those dogs are scary.
It's just a crazy world that we live in. We also had a podcast episode about this because this world has become just so evil. And with the intentions that people have nowadays, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And when I got Kratos is now my 9-month-old Doberman, and he's in full protection bite training. And it's a completely different avenue than what I went through with Scar, Zira, and Nitro, because Scar was traumatized from a very young age to just have a fight or flight experience with people where it just comes down to a point where if he's not comfortable with the person, he'll automatically bite because he doesn't know if he should trust that person. But there comes a liability behind that where if somebody just wants to take a picture with me and he doesn't know exactly what their intentions is, I do sometimes take Scar out with me just to work on his socialization. And it's really well. It's gone so much better because in the past any person that would come up to me, he would bark at them. But now it's just gotten to a point where he's like, okay, this person's coming up to mom.
That's good.
And I need to sit here. Yeah, I need to sit here. But if he knows that somebody has a bad intention, I can see his eyes. Like, I've always said
Like,
this.
dilate?
Yes, they'll dilate. Even when Garik got bit, from that moment that Garik got bit, I knew that his eyes dilated, and it was just a completely different dog because he was not sure. And so now that I have a dog that is Kratos and understands, okay, if my mom gives me the command, I have to bark or I have to bite. It's completely different versus a dog that's just straight away like, I have to bite.
You know what you give me? Have you ever watched the movie Colombiana? You probably haven't, but it's a movie called La Colombiana. I believe that's what
I have
it's
to
called.
watch it.
You need to watch it because you definitely giving her.
Really?
So okay, so like, long story short, is this lady, right?
Okay.
And she be like fighting people. I don't know, like I just said long story short, but long story short, she has these dogs with her, and they look
Okay.
like your dogs.
Okay.
I might be wrong. They might be exactly the dogs that you have.
Okay.
But in the movie, like, she takes those motherfuckers with her everywhere.
Yeah.
And she does her business. She does what she got to do. And like in the movie, it's like badass because she'll just be like, attack. Like, she'll talk to them through walkie-talkie and they'll fucking go crazy on all the
Yeah.
motherfuckers. And like, she'll get
So
away with the
sick.
stuff that
I
she
have
used
to
do.
watch it.
That's what you're giving me right now. You're giving me La Colombiana right now.
Yeah. It's just because, like I said, there's just been a lot of moments that I wish I had my dog with me because as you get bigger and bigger, it's not like a stroke my own, sorry for my language, it's not a stroke my own dick. But there's just been a lot of situations where I did wish I had my dog with me because some people do get a little bit too comfortable.
For sure.
And I wish that my dog was with me so that they didn't feel so comfortable. And I felt that too, where I would have Scar with me and people will want to stand on the other side to take pictures or they'll want to keep a little bit of a distance because of the dog with me.
Of course.
So now that I kind of have a different dog, like Kratos, that knows the command and knows okay, mom is just shaking their hand, mom is just saying hi to them and everything. If the person were to like ever buck at me, like try to,
Do too much.
for instance, like this is just a scenario. If the person were to ever like buck at me and like try to grab my bag, I say one word or my dog can even tell from that situation, okay, I got to do something about this. It's not so much of a liability anymore. That way,
That's really nice though. Like, I'm sure that feels so good to just have that protection.
yeah. It's just because sometimes Garik isn't with me at all times. And it doesn't have to do with the fact that Garik doesn't want to come with me or
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
just
just have,
safety,
you both have your own life at the end of
Yeah,
the day. And
yeah.
sometimes you both have to do different errands, whatever.
right, yeah.
Yeah, it's normal.
And so just having him as a protection, it makes me feel so much better. But knowing you guys, like You guys don't have that like protection.
I got Rocket. He like this small. He like 2 inches wide, 2 inches like lengthwise.
my
Like
God.
he's little. He ain't gonna attack nobody.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying because
Yeah.
I have had weird interactions with people
Right.
too,
Okay.
where I have not been with Eddie, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Where
Right.
my first instinct is like, let me call my man right now.
Right.
And I'll be like, babe, this just happened to me. Can you stay on the phone with me? He'll be like, for sure. Like, I'll stay on the phone with you until you
Right.
get back into your
Good.
car,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But, like, if I were to have a dog, then, like, I would
It would be a
like,
different
it'd feel
situation.
more like,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
bet. Like, I have
Right.
this protection. Like, ain't nobody gonna... Bri, I swear, no one's gonna fuck with you with those dogs. Okay? I know those
Nobody,
are your
girl.
babies, but damn, like, I'd be scared.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, right? Like,
That's
that's a good thing.
it makes me feel protected because they look at me as mom.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you have a son and your son were to grow up as they get older, they're like, this is my mom. And if like anybody were to hit
Fuck
on
with
your
you.
mama,
They
they're
don't
just
play
kind of
about
like,
that.
Well,
So it
how
kinda looks like
how
that.
can we get Power to get one of those? Because
I know.
she for sure needs one. Talking about going to Mexico, but girl,
Oh my gosh.
Look,
air
I've
tag
told,
her.
I've told Paul before, look, this world is not nice. It's not.
You can't
Like,
trust nobody. Some people, not that everybody has bad intentions, but
Yeah.
there really
Right.
be people who have bad intentions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you some earrings or something, so you can start wearing 2 air tags with you when you go out.
Crazy.
No,
Guys, but
for
I'm
real.
very aware of my surroundings.
Right,
But
yeah.
and thankfully I haven't had like that many like yeah, obviously I've had, some weird experiences, but I haven't had anything crazy that I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like I'm scared to ever go out again after this. Thank God. Thank
Right.
God that I don't know what it is, but
Right.
thankfully I haven't had anything like super
That's
crazy
good.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's really good.
I think it's my prayers.
right?
Thank you.
Prayer is strong.
Yeah.
So, what interaction did you have that made you want to take your dogs with you everywhere
Yeah.
when you're alone?
Honestly, I think that just the way that some people present themselves when they're a lot younger, I get it. I totally 100% understand that when we're younger and we see people that we've looked up to for such a long time, we kind of act out of emotion and we'll do things that are out of character. And that's why I've always given people the benefit of the doubt because I get it. I do. I've been in that position too where I've seen people that I've looked up to and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and I just want to go all in, but I still keep myself, I hold myself back from it. But I've experienced a lot, obviously. Like, there's just been so many times that people have said inappropriate things or they've touched me inappropriately. And I realized that, like I said, when I have a dog with me,
They're
they
more
don't do that.
standoffish, yeah.
They kind of keep
They
a
have
little
more
bit of a
respect.
distance. They have more respect because they're like, I think just also the image of Scar is completely different because look, I've talked about it so many times, so many times. Scar did bite Garik, but it was out of the fact that Scar was uncomfortable and tried to put up a boundary with Garik. And Garik loves his dogs with all of his heart. He loves them, and he never thought that in a million years that his dog would do that to him.
Right.
But with the path that Scar already had gone down, it was just a different aspect. Like
Yeah.
it was just completely different. And I think that when I take Scar with me, people are like kind of look at Scar and they're like, okay, if this guy bit his own owner, he will bite me. So
Right.
people kind of keep a distance from him versus if I take Zira or Nitro out, they're like, oh, they're more of the nicer dogs. No, 100%, they're still on it. They still want to
They still
protect
about
me.
that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
they're friendly and they'll come up to you and they're like, hi, 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 hi. I love you. I love you. But if it comes down to their mom, they're like, no, I don't fuck with this. You're trying to purposely put my mom in danger.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll know when to stick up for me, which I 100% believe. But there's been a lot of situations that, like, for instance, there was a situation where I was just telling you guys that we were at a Santa Barbara fair and some guy had came up to Garik and had a churro in his hand and got his churro hands on Garik's shirt and then went up to Garik and just went like, sorry, bro. and wiped it off of Garik. And Garik was like, this isn't like cool. You just put your churro hands on my shirt and then you wipe it off of me and say, oh, it's cool, bro, and wipe it off. And then he had silently said something very inappropriately about me to Garik, but Garik wasn't really paying attention at that time. And then I had brought it up to Garik and said, you know, he said something really inappropriate. And Garik kind of told the guy, you need to fuck off respectfully. The kid obviously understood
Yeah.
later on and came up to me and Garik and was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm kind of fucked up at the moment. I didn't mean to do that. And Garik still took the picture with him and understood that, you know, sometimes kids do things out of pocket and out of character. But that kind of always,
That stuck with you?
that stuck with me at that moment, was just that if one person could do it, 1,000 people can do it.
Right.
And just like, even now I've heard a lot of stories, like my neighbors, for instance, me and Garik did just recently talk about this. A lot of my neighbors have been robbed. A lot of them.
Here?
A lot of them, yes. A lot of them have been robbed. And one of the people that have been robbed is right across from me, and they plotted on him and they parked right here on my street. And I don't know if you guys seen, I have signs that say like, beware of dog, don't come up to the gate.
Oh, good luck to anyone that
Yeah.
tries that.
Yeah, like
because
don't
they
come up
don't want
the
to
gate.
ever
Yeah.
try that.
Don't come up to the gate, because if you do put your hand through the gate, you are gonna get bit, because
Yeah.
you're putting yourself in their territory. The way that dogs think about it is they're like, this is my house, this is my territory, my family lives here, don't come near it. That's the way that they always think. So the people that were plotting on the people across from me had parked right here. And that was also one of my main points, was just,
God.
I need to get another dog. Even though I had 3, I was like, I need to get a 4th.
Right.
Just in case.
Right.
Just in
my
case.
gosh.
And like I said, people are really evil, like super
yeah.
evil. And also, I've seen comments a lot of time that were like, I'll post my dogs like doing bite work or doing bite training, and I've seen a lot of comments that are like, your dog is not bulletproof though. Nobody's bulletproof. In reality, nobody's bulletproof. The dog isn't bulletproof. We're not bulletproof. Nobody is.
But that's still protection.
Yeah, but it's still a form of
people
protection.
take it that
People are
far,
crazy.
like, damn.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
It's crazy, dude. It's honestly, it's crazy. Like, I've even seen people comment before. They're like, "Oh, but my dog could take your dog," and I'm like, I don't train my dog to fight dogs. I don't train my dogs to fight dogs. I want them to be okay with dogs.
Yeah,
If they're not okay with dogs, I respect their boundaries, because it's just an alpha thing that they have. I respect them, and some people just comment that and they think that their dogs like are superior than my dogs, and that's fine. I get it, but I don't train my dogs to fight dogs at all. I don't do that.
For anybody who is second guessing Britney and Garik's dogs, I've seen them in person so multiple
Be
times.
careful.
Those dogs are scary, okay? So try them, please, because
Karen literally texted me. She was like, "Can you make sure the dogs are away?" I'm like, "Girl, I 100% will make sure that my dogs are away."
It still scares me to this day.
Yeah, it's just I always try to make people feel comfortable in my
Thank
house.
you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
of course. Because I know what they're capable of, and I know that sometimes that they make people uncomfortable, just the way that they smell you.
I
or
don't
the way
even
that they
think,
come up
like,
to
in
you.
my head, when I see your dogs, I'm like, my first instinct isn't that they're going to bite me. I'm just scared. Like, I'm just scared because they're not ugly. Your dogs are beautiful. They look like they eat better
They're
than
just
me.
intimidating.
Bro, they eat
Yeah.
like they eat like better than me. Like, their coat looks nice. They just look
Thank
put
you.
well together, but they just look like I don't want to fuck with you because like you might just bite my ass. I don't know.
No, I make sure that everybody's comfortable in my house.
Thank you.
To not.
Love that one.
Yeah, of course. But has there been any experiences with you guys that made you feel like very uncomfortable in that moment?
Honestly, thankfully haven't had that many crazy experiences. Just like, I will say, like, there's been a couple times that, and thank God it has never been a man that has done it, but like a girl that has like grabbed my ass and stuff, and just like, it's uncomfortable because like, it's like I don't mind if like let's say my friend grabs my ass. Like if Britney were to grab my ass, I'm like okay, like I genuinely don't care. But then it's like a stranger just feels
Right.
like there's no boundaries and no respect. Like I personally wouldn't do that to somebody. Like I would never go up to somebody and just like grab their ass or like take a picture with them and like I'm grabbing their waist and then slide my hand onto their ass. Like I just feel like that's disrespectful, you know, that's just me, I guess. But I would say that's like my worst things that have happened. Thankfully, I haven't. Thankfully, a lot of the time, most of the time, people are very respectful and very
That's
sweet.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I feel like I have had some crazy ones too, but I think that one reason why I like to be like with Eddie a lot was because my shit goes like way back. I remember when I was little, my parents worked, both of them worked full-time jobs. So once I got to like the age where I was like allowed to like walk to school by myself, I'll walk to school like in the morning and back. My school wasn't far, by the way. It was kind of like one block and then that's the school.
Okay.
But I remember being little. I was probably like what, like 9, 10, and I was walking to school, and some lady, sweetest lady, literally pulled over, and she was like, "Hey, mija, like, do you want to ride to school?" She's like, "I'm taking so and so. He's going to the same school as you. You want me to just take you?" And me being like the little kid ever, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm already running late. Like you're gonna take me to school. Let's go to school. So then I go like all nice like there. I go in her car. She opens the door. I get in. She closes the door, and she takes me to school. I didn't think nothing about it. And then when I got off, I realized I was like, wait, wasn't he going to school too? Like she didn't drop off the little baby. And then I was just like, wait, the baby's too small to be in this school. So she just picked me up to drop me off. Didn't think nothing about it. I was just like, whatever. I come home and my mom was like, hey, like, did you make it to school in time? I was like, oh yeah, like some lady gave me a ride. And she was just like, what do you mean some lady gave you a ride? And then I explained it to her. My mom started crying. And she was like, why would you get in someone's car? Like, you do not do that at all. Like, you don't know this lady's intentions. And she was like, did she actually drop somebody off? I was like, no. And then my parents had like a
That's scary.
discussion because they were like, well, why would she tell you that she's going to drop somebody off and then didn't drop them off?
Right.
Like, was she trying to get your trust so that like maybe the next
Yeah.
day? And
Yeah.
bro, the next day, I shit you not, my brother at the time, he was like, I'm gonna walk with you that tomorrow just to make sure. The lady was there and she did not ask me for shit. She just seen me and drove off.
What?
Oh
Oh my
I mean,
God.
to this day I don't know what her intentions were. Like maybe I'm over
Bro,
here,
you
like,
were gonna
saying,
get
like,
kidnapped.
maybe saying like I was gonna get kidnapped or not, but like
Straight up.
maybe she was just a sweetheart, but then at the same time, like, you don't know.
No,
So
that
that,
sucks.
like, me being so, like, oh my God, like, this lady's so sweet, made me have a different perspective
Right.
about everyone. So I was just like,
Dude,
damn.
that's so scary.
Have you ever like experienced anything without Eddie there?
Yeah, so one time I went to this was like, when I lived, where did I live? Actually, I don't want to say where I live, but I lived somewhere. And I went to Target by myself with Eddie.
Okay.
Everybody loves going to Target. I'm sure you've been
Right,
to Target by
yeah.
yourself. Like, I know you've been to Target by yourself, girl. I went to Target and there was an employee there. It was a
Okay.
guy. And, you know, I just felt him like staring at me. I would go through the aisles and like I could just feel him on my back. I'm like, oh, like maybe he wants a picture or something. I don't know. But then he actually came up to me and he was like, hey, Karen, like, how are you? And like he said my name. So I was like, oh, he must watch my videos. Like he probably fucks with the content. So I was like, oh, hey, like I'm super nice to everybody. I love being nice to people. I love taking pictures of
Yeah.
everybody. I love meeting new people. So, you know, of course, me being like, oh, yeah, like, hey, what's up? Like, how you work here? Like, that's
Yeah.
blah, blah. Bro, this guy literally made me feel so uncomfortable because it just switched so fast. And he was like, actually, he's like, I've been watching you in the entire time you were at the store. He was like, because I just have to tell you the truth. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, I'm actually one of Eddie's brothers. He's like, and I just don't know how to tell you. And bro, I know it sounds so weird for me to be like, oh, really? But it's because Eddie actually does have siblings that he doesn't know about.
Right, right, right.
He has like, what, like two brothers and like two sisters, something like that, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So I already knew that he had siblings, and like the age gap that he was giving me just sounded too like, I was just like almost believing it because he was like,
Right.
yeah, like I'm Eddie's brother, and like please follow me back on social media, like this is me. And I was just like, I feel kind of weird about it, but like I also didn't want to be like, okay, like, because what if it really was his brother? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ew, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No. So I ended up like giving him my Instagram. I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll make sure Eddie contacts you.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, like I'm so and like we used to do this and that and blah blah. Like, he was making it sound so believable. But then at one point I was just like, wait, but like, how will you know? Like, I was just like feeling so uncomfortable, and he was not leaving me alone, bro. He was like, here's my Target employee pass, like go in the front and pay for all your shit. And I was like, no, I'm okay, like I don't need it. He's like, no, I'm insisting, take it right now. I was like, oh
Damn.
okay. So I was just like, okay, like I didn't want to use it. And he just kept like insisting, like, oh, like take a picture with me, I'm Eddie's brother, like call him right now and let him know like I'm his brother, like he needs to talk to me right now. And I just felt weird, like I just didn't feel safe. And then later on, like literally I was just like, oh, okay, like nice seeing you, like I'll call Eddie, and if he answers me, like you guys can talk. But I was really just trying to get out the situation. And then I was like, fuck, like should I just leave or should I continue to buy what I need to buy? I ended up saying, like, fuck it, just buy what you need to buy and get the fuck out of here. I literally, he finds me again, and he's like, did you call him? I'm like, oh, he didn't answer. We'll call him again. I'm like, fuck, like, what do I do in this situation? Because I felt like he was just, like, insisting.
Yeah.
And then, like, towards the end, he was like, haha, I'm just kidding. I'm not Eddie's brother. I was just
What?
you.
Dude.
Yeah.
Weird.
And I was just like, so you followed me around the entire store, fucking
Lying
me,
to you.
fucking making these stories up, making me feel
People are
uncomfortable,
crazy.
doing all this shit for you to just be like, haha, like I'm just fucking with you, but can we have a picture? Like, bro, I was just like, ew, like I
And you still
cannot-
took the picture, huh?
Yes, because like then these are the people that later on go about like,
They're like,
oh,
"Oh,
I
she
met
was so
Karen at the store.
rude."
She was a bitch. Like she didn't want to take no pic. You understand? Like I felt so
get
weird,
you.
and I wish that Eddie was with me in that moment because I swear this guy was just like so like had like 7 characters to his name. Like he was nice, sweet, then
That's weird.
extra, then
dude.
fucking pushy. Then I was just like, no. I called Eddie immediately. Like once I was able to get out of his sight, I was like, bro, like, can you come for me? Because this guy swears he's your brother and he's making me feel super uncomfortable. I was ready to go to the front and be like, can I have the security walk me into my car? Because it did not feel cool at all.
Oh my god.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he even admitted it. That he was just
lying, bro.
He was just like, I remember too, like, he was like, I was just kidding. Like, I just wanted you to follow me back, like, on Instagram. And, like I wanted a picture with you. I'm like, bro, you could have just
You
asked.
could have just said that.
Oh, my God.
That's
But
crazy.
He was crazy, for sure. Crazy.
Damn,
That's crazy.
Sorry.
And I stopped going to Target. Fuck that.
That's not okay at all. There was one time me and Pau had went to Mexico and some guy said some slick shit about Pau.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I think I was really bold for saying this in Mexico.
You were.
I was really bold for saying this in Mexico. So we had like went to Cabo and it was a see-through boat. And in order to go to the see-through boat, we had to go to downtown Cabo. And we had went and there was just so much that went on. Like so much. We went tequila tasting. It was great.
We were beefing it with the freaking tour bus driver.
Yeah.
Because he literally saw us that we were right there waiting for him. And then he acted like he didn't see us so that he could just leave us there, basically. He was about to leave us there at the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they were a no-show. But the whole time he was literally seeing us looking super lost. And so we were kind of beefing it with him. And we were just like,
And
super
then
annoyed. He was giving us attitude.
And then we had went to like
A jewelry store.
we had went to a jewelry store and basically where they open up the clams in front of you and they pull out the pearls. And he was talking shit about all of us to this girl there that was working
Yeah, he
there.
was.
And he was like, oh, these girls, like just saying a bunch of shit, just saying like all of these girls, like they were about to miss it and they made me like stall and all of this stuff. And Pau had spoke up because she was like overhearing what he was saying and Pau
That's right, Paul. Shit, I
yeah,
know you.
she overheard him and
that.
she started talking. Dude, this is when I saw like Pau's attitude. And Grecia it was just her sister. Grecia and her were going off on him, and I was just like,
Dude, because he was crossing
He
the
was
line.
talking
Like, I'm
too
a
much
very
shit, yeah.
respectful person. I'm never going to go out of my way to make anybody feel bad. I'm never going to purposely, like, you know, I'm not
Right,
like that.
right.
But he was just straight up being so disrespectful. Like, if you want to get disrespectful, I can also be
What was he
disrespectful.
saying? I'm just chismosa. I want to know.
Honest, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember. He was just talking shit about us.
Spanish?
about how
yeah,
we-
he was basically in Spanish. He was just talking about how like we stalled the ride and that like we're making everybody late and that the schedule's behind because
And I
of
just confronted him. Like, you saw us there, literally super lost.
Wait, you're telling him this in Spanish?
Yeah.
Damn, that's right. Shit.
Yeah. And so then we get to the tequila tasting at downtown Cabo. And I had like look over to me and Pal's taking a picture with a fucking iguana. this bitch has an iguana on her.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
at that time, some girl had came up to me and it was like a sign that was like, what did it say?
Oh my god.
Dude, I forget now, but
Was
at
there
that
something
moment,
about...
it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. It was so out of pocket.
I
It was
wouldn't
like
know.
it was like basically a bandana that you can tie around your head.
It said...
Wait,
it
I
was
think I
like-
have one of those. Mine said like same dick for life, something like that. Or
It was
there
like that.
It was
but, like,
something like that, but it was like it was 10 times worse.
Oh,
it was
shit.
like
I like.
It was
anal
something
sex
about
or something.
pussy.
yeah, it was something about pussy. It was like I got good pussy or like my pussy's so wet or something
Something
like that.
crazy, something
It was
crazy.
something crazy. And she had came up to me and she was like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And I was like, I was like, no, I don't want that. And then I look over and Pal's taking a picture with the
Oh, I
iguana.
thought you were gonna say look over and Pal has one under.
Yeah. Imagine, no, but I looked over in Pal's taking pictures with the iguana and I was like, okay, it's cool, whatever. So we had started walking over to the excursion, which was the see-through boat. And there was just so many guys there and they were sitting there and they were like,
so uncomfortable. Oh my
and they
gosh.
and they were like, taxi, taxi, taxi. Come on, sexy girls. I know you want this taxi. Come on, like come in the taxi. Like they were just making us so uncomfortable. And I remember I had grabbed Gracia's arm and we all interlinked at that time because we were there with Natalie and her sister. And we had like all interlinked arms and we're like, we cannot lose each other. Stay together. This is what it is. So we interlinked and then we're walking over to the excursion and it's like a dock to get onto the boat. And there was restaurants on the dock. And the hostess was a guy. And when Pao had walked over, Pao was walking onto the dock and he was like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Yeah. And he was like rubbing his hands like this and he was looking at Pao. And I was in back of Pao. I don't know what made me just like it just made me mad.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like
It made me mad because I kind of saw how
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable it was.
Yeah.
But I don't think you didn't really notice it like that. But she
No, I
kinda-
did hear it, but,
yeah,
like,
she heard it,
I'm
but
not
she
gonna,
kept, yeah,
you
she
know, I just kept walking.
Yeah, she kept walking, and I kind of noticed the way that she was kind of like uncomfortable. And I looked over at him, and I was like, Lord, forgive me for saying this.
I forgot.
But I looked over at him, and he had a missing tooth.
I'm sorry.
Funny.
But it's like when you make my friend uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and it's like one of my bestest friends.
Right.
When you make her uncomfortable, I don't fuck with that. So I looked over at him and I was like, I wouldn't be talking if I had missing teeth. Bitch, I just looked straight over at him. I was like, I wouldn't be talking if I looked like you. And he
Period.
literally went silent. He went silent and we walked onto the boat and whatever. We had to Dramamine. We are all tired. And then we had like got off the boat. And when we walked off the boat, bro, he literally turned away.
No way.
He had turned away from us
forgot
and wasn't
that
like looking at us anymore. But it was
That's
because
good.
I spoke
They
up.
need to be shamed. What the
Yeah,
hell?
Bro, it's
but
'cause-
all of the taxi drivers were making it so uncomfortable. They're like, "Come on, girls, sexy
Oh, yeah.
girls." They were like, "Come on, these girls are so
No,
sexy."
that was
Come on."
uncomfortable.
And I was like, "Dude, this is not okay."
So we're like, we're just gonna stay in the hotel.
Yeah, which we just stayed in the hotel, but I chose to speak up because I didn't think that was okay at all.
Dude, it's scary.
I believe
sometimes.
it though, because I feel like I've been hollered at more by older tios than I had by like my own fucking like age gap.
Yeah.
Sometimes some tios be over fucking stepping. I've been hollered. Have you been hollered by a tio before? I'm sure you had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. So in my community right now, there's just a bunch of houses that are being worked on. And I will come up sometimes. I'll walk my dogs or sometimes I'll walk. Okay, so this is back to the dog thing. If I'm walking my big dogs, they don't say anything. But if I'm walking my wiener dog, they'll say like slick stuff. And this is like back to where I want my bigger dogs with me for
Yeah.
protection a lot of time because it makes people uncomfortable. A
You
lot of
should take
people
them
don't.
to Mexico with y'all.
I know. Imagine, but dude, I don't think they realize. Obviously, I fucking look güerita. Okay, I have blonde hair, but I understand Spanish a lot. Like I do. I can understand it. It's just hard for me to speak it. I knew it since I was 6 years old, but then after that, it was just forgotten. Yeah, and so I'll hear them sometimes say some slick stuff if I'm with. You hear him right now? If I'm with my wiener dog, I'll hear them say some like slick stuff, and then I'll just like keep walking and whatever. But it does make me
What
uncomfortable.
do they say?
They'll say
They'd
things
be
like,
like, hey, shh, mamacita.
yeah, like they'll holler, like they'll like
Oh,
say
yeah,
like some like
yeah.
small things. They're like, oh, you see her, like because sometimes I'll be in pajamas and my pajamas are sometimes a little tight, like this.
Yeah.
Like they're a little tight, and I get it. When you have a big butt and a BBL, it comes with it. I get it. But I don't also think that getting hollered at and being uncomfortable
Yeah.
is.
And then they
okay.
know that it's wrong because the fact that they don't do it when you have your big dogs with you, it's like you know that you're wrong for doing that.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There's just been. That's literally why I have big dogs.
I hate those moments.
Damn, I'm gonna have to invest in some dogs too, cause
Dude,
For real.
it's crazy, honestly. And that's why I sometimes get scared to speak up, like when I did speak up for Bao, because I felt like in that moment I had to speak up. And it made me uncomfortable that she was uncomfortable. And it just made me want to speak up.
no.
But
as you
now,
should. Like that was cool for me. That was really cool for you to do that for her.
Yeah.
Thank you, Britt.
of course, dude.
Thank you.
I do it for everybody.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law does it for me. Oh, dude, don't even
Oh,
get me
don't
started on my don't even get me started on my sister-in-law. Now that like we've experienced like some uncomfortable moments, do you guys ever feel that you can't say certain things because of what people might say about your character?
Yes, all the time. I hate
Definitely.
when people be commenting stuff, and sometimes I want to comment back, like say talk my shit back. But I feel like if you talk your shit back, like that shit's gonna get clipped, or somebody's gonna like be like, "Why are you saying that? Like you're not allowed to say these things." And it's like, bitch,
Yeah.
I'm a person.
Right.
Like if you were to say that shit in my face, I would have squared up with you right now. But obviously, it's all through social media, so I feel
Right.
like I had to
Literally.
just.
Sometimes my comebacks are crazy. They just come in the moment, but I'll never
Right.
say it. Like I'll just think it in my head, like I want to comment it back, but then I'm like, no, let me be the bigger person. Let me not say anything. But yeah, it gets for sure. I think people like to twist people's words around, and
Right.
they put their own opinions onto you and just like project onto you, which is it's not good. But I feel like I guess you get used to it after
Right.
some time. You know?
Yeah. And that's where I think that the whole kind of uncomfortable moment kind of comes in because sometimes there's been moments where, for instance, I'll be by myself and it'll be me and my sister-in-law because most of the time that I do go out, it's with my sister-in-law. And I 100% understand why some people feel comfortable to kind of touch me in a certain way, but I don't feel comfortable in that way because I don't know how to exactly explain it, but for instance, like if I feel like a guy is trying to grab me by the waist, sorry, let me say that again. If I feel like a guy is trying to grab me by the waist, I'll immediately kind of shut it down and be like, no,
Yeah.
I don't like that. But it makes me feel a certain type of way if I were to speak up about that and be like, I don't like you grabbing me by the waist, that I think that they're gonna go and talk about it immediately and be like, oh, Britney was rude and she didn't let me touch her and this and that. And then I think that a Chismosa page will come and talk about it and say, oh, this person came out and said that Britney was rude. So I
Yeah.
just get really anxious to even go out and allow that.
Right.
Do you guys ever feel that way?
You were
No,
no.
go ahead.
I was gonna say like, I don't try to put that in my head because I do
Right.
believe that like everybody that comes up to me that wants to take a picture is because they
genuine.
love to see our content,
Right,
and I
yeah.
love you for coming up to me to
Right,
do that.
right.
But there has been situations where like not the girl, but usually like the guy will kind of be a little bit more like touchy. So I get what you're saying, and in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't want to be rude and be like, hey, can you like not grab me like that? Because the same thing comes into my head. I don't want this person that was so excited to come meet me,
Right.
come have this perspective of me that now I'm being
right.
rude because you're
Yeah.
touching me in a certain way, or you did something that I was just like, like I didn't really fuck with that. But at the same time, how do I explain it? Like, imagine you were to come up to me and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you. Like, I love you and this and that. And you in a picture, like, you're so dope. And then I tell you, like, why'd you touch me like that? Now you're going to be like, oh, you're a bitch. Like, why you that? And now that person in the back of my head, I'm just like, now that person's going to go home and they're going to tell so-and-so, like, oh, like, don't fuck with her. Like, she's actually a bitch in real life. Like, don't believe how she is in social media. That's not how she is in real life. And that's really not how I am in social media. That's not really how I am in person. Because the way I'm in social media is the same way I'm. Like, I'm the same person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't change for the camera. So I get what you're saying about, like, having that in your head. Because I really don't want people to think I'm a bitch. Because I'm not. I'm really nice and I'm very like that.
Me
But
too, yeah.
there has been situations where people feel a little too touchy or says some out-of-pocket shit where I want to be like, all right, then run it. But I don't. I have to hold back and I have to act like I don't hear what you said, or I have to act like whatever you whispered to that person, I didn't hear it, or that face you made at me, I just have to act like nothing is happening. And I
Right.
don't like that because, like, pretend like I wasn't doing social media, like, and no one had the opportunity to go on social media and be like, don't fuck with her because she's rude.
Right.
I would have probably, the scenario would have went different. Do you feel like
Right.
that? I feel like that. Because remember when I was telling you guys about the girl with the drink?
Yeah.
So, guys, for you guys watching, long story short, this girl got upset with me because I didn't want to have some of her drink. And I didn't want to have some of her drink. I just don't. Like, I don't have to drink what I don't want to drink. So I kindly said, no, I'm okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. She got so mad that I didn't have a sip of her drink. And she went and she was like making faces and telling her friend like, oh, she's a bitch, she's weird, she's that, she's this and that. And I had to act like, like, I'm not gonna argue with you because if I do, you might have the opportunity to go online and say things about me that's not true. You feel me? So I had to just act like I didn't hear it. I have to act like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the real me would have been like, all right then, like, give me the fucking drink then. If that's how bad you want me to fucking drink the drink, I'll drink the drink then, bitch. Like, why are you making faces at me? Like, fuck you too then. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, but I cannot be that way. I have to.
You have to be demure.
Yeah. We have to be demure. That's why I just feel that when certain situations come up like that, I try to be as respectful as possible, and I try not to put my boundaries up as much. And it really does suck sometimes because I want to still keep a boundary. I still want to keep a boundary because I feel like every person is allowed to have a boundary. If certain things like, let's say Paul was like, hey, Britt, this is just an example. Hey, Britt, I didn't like the way that you touched my hair. Just an example.
Yeah.
That's her boundary of me not touching her hair. I get it. I 100% understand. But when I try to put a boundary sometimes, I get scared because I don't know if that person is going to go and think that I'm a different persona and then go and
Yes.
talk about it to somebody else, and then it's going to get to a chismo page, and then
Bro, imagine if
Yeah.
I would have told a girl something that was talking shit and making face at me because I didn't want to have a sip of her drink and I said it nicely. She would have probably hit up Pancho herself. And I would have probably woke up the next day and I would have been like, did you hear that this... Like, and I would have been like, bro, like, I should have probably just beat your ass then because I would have ended up on the Cheeseman page.
Anyway.
No matter
Anyway,
what.
yeah.
Like, I should have just got my lick, Like,
yeah.
I have that fear. But I try to be nice to
Girl,
everyone.
that's scary. That's one of my worst fears, being on Pancho's page.
No way. Speaking
Well,
of
yeah.
which, like, when you guys do see yourself on Chisme pages, which I'm pretty sure all of influencers have.
Yeah.
We do really try to ignore what's going on because it's a lot. It does take a toll on our mental health.
It does.
Yeah.
And
it
I
does.
and I have a lot of friends that do what we do, and I see how it affects them sometimes
Yeah.
too. And it sucks because like people on social media will really like it can be this can be the sentence, and they'll put it like this, and then add a little bit more and a little sugar and spice and everything nice, and they'll make it look something completely different that it's not. And I'm like, bro,
Just for clicks, just for views.
yeah. And I'm like, bro, but you know what I
crazy.
believe in? I really believe in karma's a bitch, and everything that you put out in this world, you will receive it one day back.
Right.
True.
I do believe in that. I do. So I feel like those people who you know, I'm not wishing bad on them.
Right.
But I feel like those people who be like, oh, like I heard this, but now I'm gonna say it like this so that I can get views and like people can clickbait it and do whatever. Bro, like that's you're putting bad energy out there. Like you're really bringing people down.
Do you want to know what I've talked to Garik about this about? Is I've told him before, if people have enough time and energy to sit there and say bad things about me, I get it. Because I'm the type of person where I still try to see the benefit of the doubt. If you're talking shit about me, if you're saying this and that and creating whatever false scenario you want about me, I get it. Because if you're getting so much hate at home and there's so much going on at home that you don't know where else to put that hatred into, so you find another avenue to put it into and you do it out on me, I'll be your punching bag. That's fine. If that's what you need to do to get your anger out, to get your stress out, to get all your hatred out, that's fine. That's completely fine.
Right.
Dude, you're very strong for that mentality.
I've just stopped caring at this point because I've understood to a point that because of what I've went through before is sometimes some parents, some family members aren't 100% nice.
Yeah.
And you'll go through things at home and now you'll look for other things to target to be mean to. And if I have to be that target and if I have to be that person that pays your bills and I have to be that person that feeds your family, by all means, that's fine. Go ahead, use me. That's fine. Use me as your punching bag. Because if you need to get your anger out and you want to use it on me, I'm such a strong person that I can take it. And it's okay.
Damn.
It's okay. I understand. I get it. Like I've said it on Jenica's podcast. When I see those people so like filled with so much hate, I want to just give them a hug because I understand what they're going through. And I understand that sometimes they don't mean to hurt you. They're just hurt people,
Also
hurt
hurting.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. You know what's crazy that I sometimes, the other day I was thinking about this. This is a really weird take. Like, I don't think that it's actually a thing, but I was just thinking in my head, like, what if the people that are more prone to being haters, what if their ancestors just like struggled more in life and their ancestors like had a hard time, like, let's say surviving.
Okay.
I don't know, like back in the hunter and gatherer days, right?
Okay.
And what if that's why, like, now they're just like, oh, I'm just going to hate on everyone so that I can, you know, like, be one up on everybody. This is a really, like, I doubt that it's that. Of course, it's probably more likely to be, like, what you were saying. Like, they're having a hard time at home and stuff and all that. But sometimes I do think, like, what if it's that? Like, it's that deeply ingrained into them that they're just more likely to be a hater,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Because then I think about myself, like, you know, I had a hard time too, but I didn't put that onto other people.
Right.
So what if that is like something deep inside of them that
They just express
differentiates
it
them?
differently than we do.
Exactly. I
Another
don't know.
thing is that people are just chismosos too.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
I'm a chismosa too. Like I'd be like, oh shit, like what's going on? Like who's the, you know? It's just like I feel like people like tea.
Yeah, and
I love
especially
drama.
growing up with
Tea
the
sells.
novelas with
Fucking
freaking
tea-
La
yeah.
Rosa, Univision.
Literally, like my mom would watch novelas and like I would like hear
Yeah, my
from the
grandma.
far somebody getting slapped and my mom was like, like so and so's with this man. Like it's tea. People love that shit.
That's
Yeah.
the number one thing that gets people hooked on.
If it's not corn, it's cheese man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
for
why
sure.
we shouldn't take it personal because
Yeah, I
it's
don't.
at the end of the day, the way that I see it is like some people they just don't really see you as a human being. Like they see you on the screen, but that's it. They don't really think it deeper than that. They don't think like, oh, this is a person. Like this person has feelings. They don't think it through in that way. They just see you and they're like, oh, this is my entertainment. Like whatever. They
Yeah.
don't think about it that
I
deeply.
100% agree with that because one time I had responded to somebody about something mean that they had said.
And they switched up.
And they not just switched up, but they were like, you have so much money. Why are you worrying about what we're saying? And I was just like,
Damn.
wait, what? And the way that it got me to think was they think because I have X amount of money
Yeah.
that I don't worry about what they're saying. But it's like,
But you see
I still get a
it.
notification that you're saying something hatred about, like that you're talking about me, and that it does hurt.
Yeah,
It does
for
hurt.
sure.
Yeah.
It really does hurt because it's the way that you guys see us is we're a random person. Is the way that we see you that you're a random person. And now that you're a random person saying certain things about us, it does hurt us. You know, what if we were, and then when we do respond back and we are the same type of energy, they don't take it well.
No,
They'll
they
keep
get-
arguing.
Well, I mean, I've never responded to nobody because
Right.
I just always told myself like ignore
Damn,
it.
Yeah.
But I feel like
you're strong for that one.
put like how do I say like imagine somebody's talking shit about your mom.
Yeah.
Oh hell no. Like that's different.
Yeah.
Like that's some other shit. So every
That's
time I
crazy.
see something or I see somebody like talking shit, I'm just like, bro, like imagine you're talking like whatever they commented on you, imagine they're commenting that shit on their mom. Like how would you feel? How would you feel? Like these people just see that you're somebody that they don't have any communication with, no contact with. Like you're just a person to them, so they don't give a fuck. They'll be like, okay, well, I think this about you, this and that. But imagine somebody was doing that to your mom. Like,
Yeah.
how much more angry like you would actually feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, did I make sense there? Like I guess.
Yeah, no, you do make
like,
sense. You do make
100%,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes my intrusive thoughts get to me, but I don't act on them. But when people comment something really bad, I'm like, bro, like, I literally think that sometimes. I'm like, imagine I said this about their mom. Like, I literally
Hey,
think that. I don't act on it.
I've seen some bold people that be like, your mama. I'm like, oh yes, that was a good one. But like that's.
But
just me being
yeah,
too
it's
bossy,
like,
you know?
dude, like, they don't realize,
Yes.
you know, what if you're like, yes.
I'm like, oh, it's on me. The burner pages like commenting all this fucking shit. I'm over here making my own.
You're
fucking
hilarious.
secret. No, imagine. Hell no. Hey, but low key, like, chisme pages have been hitting. Like, they getting like hella.
Dude, they're
movement.
making their bag
That's why I said, if you got to talk about us
to make your money.
to make your money, I get it.
We're
I
helping.
100% get it. I 100% get it. If that's what you got to do to make
Yeah.
your money, by all means, cool.
But like
it's okay.
on a respectfully way, like if it was somebody, for example, like if it was like not you guys, but like it was somebody who like you then see later on at like an event,
Like
will you say some
Pancho?
shit? Oh, I don't know. Not because that's a guy. Like, well, I would never say nothing to Pancho, and he's never said anything about me. Thank God. But I'm saying, like, imagine, like, yeah, like a girl. and you see her
Another
at an event,
chisme page?
like another chisme page who's a girl. You see her in an event. How you feel about that?
I mean, I don't think I would say anything because like Pancho has been at events and I haven't ever like been like, oh, why did you make this video about me at this one time, you know? But I don't know. It depends because also I feel like the way that he does videos is kind of like, usually it's not that biased. Like he just says what happened, but it's usually not that biased where he's like straight up like talking down on anybody. So I feel like if it was the girl was in that same type of category of content, I would probably just like
I feel like chisme pages, I feel like chisme pages just kind of try to gather different opinions of what they think. Yeah, my dad has always taught me that growing up, that there's only so much disrespect that you can take. And if it comes to a point that the person is constantly disrespecting you, constantly, you got to talk to the person and you got to see what's up with them. And if that person is sitting there and disrespecting you to your face,
Yeah.
you got to run it.
No, yeah.
You got to run it, because if you're going to be disrespectful, let's see how much your mouth can go.
Like that little girl. Every time I pop out, you want to do this.
Yeah. No, dead ass. But
But I feel like it's so rare for anybody to do that to your face. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like it never happens to
Yeah.
your face.
No,
Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like it
Like, it just, people are never that bold to ever say something to your face.
honestly, I've seen small haters before.
Yeah.
On the sidelines. When it comes down to, let's say that a friend wants to take a picture, and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a group of friends,
Oh.
and some of them will be saying stuff sneakily.
Oh.
For instance, when we went to Raging Waters, Garik had taken a picture with somebody, and it was a guy, and I believe it was an Armenian group of guys, and Garik's sister Marinka had caught it, and basically one of the Armenian guys was mocking everything that Garik was doing, like standing our pose, like how you said, like when you usually take a picture, it's just a piece, because
Yeah.
that's just kind of our initial thing. Peace, hey, we're taking a picture, what's up, whatever. And so Garik had like taken the picture, and he was like this, and sometimes Garik will throw up like W, or he'll throw up whatever. Garik will just throw up the peace sign, sometimes he'll just smile, whatever. And one of the person,
Was
you
mocking
could
him.
just kind of tell they were a hater, because they were standing on the side and they were mocking everything that Garik was doing. Garik was going like this, Garik was going like this, Garik was going like this, and everything that Garik was doing to take the picture, he was mocking it. And Garik's sister had caught it.
Weird.
In that type of situation, what do you really do? What
Well, you
can you really
can't do nothing because it goes back
Right,
to what
exactly.
I say. People can interpret
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna just start my own Cheeseman page so I can talk shit about myself, so no one else can just like if I'm just gonna start exposing myself because I can't.
At this point.
Isn't that what
Yeah.
Cardi B said?
Literally.
Cardi B said that. She was like, I'll expose myself before you can expose me. And it's just, yeah, honestly, that's why for certain situations, I've also said that I've told Garik, there's a lot of things that I would love to share with people, but I hold back on it because it's still my personal life. Like with family situations and friend situations.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it. I don't, because I don't find any reason to.
That's good because
my
there
situation.
should be some boundaries and some
boundaries,
things
yeah.
that you keep to yourself. I do 100% agree with that.
Right, yeah. I just feel that sometimes not everything needs to be on
Yeah.
social media. And that's what I try really hard to. But like with Garik, he is such a pure-hearted person. And I'm such a pure-hearted person, but I'm also very much like, I gotta keep my 10 toes down. I gotta make sure. Garik is very quick to be okay with everybody, and then he thinks that he's the person to be like, have you guys seen that trend that's like snake?
Yeah.
It's like basically when your significant other tells you when somebody's a snake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Garik thinks that he's the person to tell me when somebody's a snake. But I've caught myself more being like, this person's a little snakish.
Like, you can see people's true colors.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like when your
from
mom's
very-
like, I don't trust that girl.
Yes, exactly. And we're like, no, mom,
Yeah.
like this and that, whatever. So I've started to realize that I'm more of that person, and Garik is very open.
Naive.
Yes, not so much naive. He just has such a good heart that he wants to see the benefit of the doubt with
Yeah.
people. So he always tries to make amends with people, or not even just make amends. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. Not make amends with people, but still give people the benefit of the doubt. And I'll immediately see it, and then Garik will be like, "No, babe, it's cool, this and that," and then later on, it'll kind of come out. And I was just telling Pao about this, that I think it might be a girl thing, but I hate when I know what's gonna happen because I can already see it, what's gonna happen. And then when it happens and it plays out the exact way that I thought it was gonna happen, it makes me so mad because I'm like, I could have avoided this.
Like you knew it and you didn't trust your intuition.
Yeah. And sometimes I see Garik and I'm like, babe, like, hold back a bit, because he has such a good heart. And I know that, like, Garik is my fiance. And I don't even feel like he's just my fiance. Garik is my soulmate. He's my husband more than anything. And I see how much of a good heart he has. there's moments where I do want to fucking sucker punch this motherfucker. I feel like everybody feels like that. I do want to fucking strangle him, but I love him more than anything, and I see how much of a good heart he has.
Yeah.
He's such a good person, and when I see him getting taken advantage of, it makes me feel like I'm getting taken advantage
Yeah.
of because I feel like we're one heart.
Yeah, like his problems are also your
My problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And it makes me hurt so much because then he'll get let down and he's like, why did this person do this to me? And I'm like, I don't know, babe. I don't know. I don't know. And I hate to be the person that's like, I told you so, haha. I'm not that person.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to warn you just because I have the best interest for you and because I love you so much. And there's even been situations with you too. Like I'll tell Pal, like, Pal, you know, this. And it's just because I have the best intentions for her because I love her so much.
Yeah.
And even with Garik, I have the best intentions for everybody. It's not because I want to be controlling or I think I know what's right. That's not what it is. I love you so much that I don't want you to get hurt. And I hate to see you get hurt because I know how much of a good heart that you have.
Yeah, and then as an outside person, it's like you can see things that person doesn't see. Because they're just in, you know, they're thinking through their own emotions and they're not thinking like, oh, this person is going to do me like this. And then you can see it from a different perspective. Like what you said about like your mom seeing things.
Yeah.
I think moms their intuition always kicks in. They're just like,
Literally.
this person's not good. And sometimes we're like, Mom, no, yeah, like you're tripping. And then our moms end up being right. But I don't know if you guys have seen like in certain situations that you have to be your mom.
Yes.
Your mom?
Like you feel like you become like a mom. Like you're just like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like with your partner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
And
sure.
it's just like,
but not in a bad way.
Yeah, not in a bad way at all. No.
Kind of just like the mom instinct. Like, like if my man gets sick, like I feel like I get that from my mom. Like, oh, I'm gonna like care for you. I'm gonna like
nurture
better,
and
like
everything.
nurture.
Yes.
Yeah. Or like you said, like when somebody like looks like a snake and you're just like, I don't
Yes.
know. Like the same way my
It's
mom would
just
tell me, like
100%.
It's just an instinct. Like, I hate talking about this situation because I feel like people don't understand me so much. But when Garik did get bit by Scar, it was really traumatic. It wasn't a dramatic situation. It was really traumatic because I've never experienced something like that ever before in my life of having to take care of another person getting bit by a dog. Like, that's...
I remember when you showed me.
And having to rush them to the ER. Dude, the first person I called, I can swear on everything, the first person I called was my mom. And my mom literally told me, she was like, rush him to the ER. Go now. Hung up the phone. Packed up Garik's lip. I got in the car. I rushed over there. I made sure he was checked in. I made sure that his... Like, dude, I literally sat there and I talked to the doctor and I told her, I was like, make sure that this doesn't look like anything. I sat there and I told her that. I was like, make sure that this doesn't look noticeable. And in that moment, because... backtracking, I got bit by a dog on my lip.
You did?
Oh, really?
Yeah, my lip split open.
What?
Oh, shit.
When?
I have a scar.
What?
Yeah.
When?
When I was little, I was probably around like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
And a dog had turned around and bit me in the face. My mom rushed me to the ER, and I swear on everything, my mom had told the doctor, make sure that my daughter's lip does not look bad.
Wow.
And so when I had told the doctor that, make sure that Garik's lip does not look bad, it was like retracing my mom's
so
steps.
crazy.
And that's when I felt like, not like a mom, but like a wife and just that nurturing. I was my mom in that situation.
Yeah.
And it was so brand new to me because I was like, wait, I usually look for my mom. When I'm sick, my mom takes care of me. When I'm not feeling well, just like with small things, like my mom always took care of me. So now when it comes down to taking care of a whole nother person, you're now the mom. Yeah. And I don't, it doesn't, I don't want it to sound like you're the mom now. Like, and like,
you just felt like more responsible than ever before, huh?
You're the wife.
Sure. You're the wife.
Has your mom's instincts.
And
care.
And so when that kicked in, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole different,
Like a full circle moment.
yeah, it was
Wow.
it just turned my whole entire brain around. And I was like, wow, I had to clean his stitches. I had to get in the shower with him and make sure it didn't get wet. It's the same thing that my mom would do with me. When I would get hurt, my mom would make sure that it didn't get infected
Yeah.
and just stuff like that. And I think that just comes in womanhood.
Yeah, and it comes very naturally too. Like I'm sure when you were doing all of that, it wasn't even something that you thought about for a second. It's just
Yeah.
like naturally you wanted to do it because that's your man, that's your husband.
Yeah.
You want him to be okay.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
And I still look at him like, you guys have seen those TikToks before where it's like a lot of people will look at your significant other as a grown man. I look at Garik as a grown man, but at the end of the day, I look at him as my baby because I just do. I really do. I look at him as that little boy that needs me. And I just feel like in certain times I need him and he'll step up as that, not father figure, but when I'm having anxiety or I'll have a panic attack or I'm just going through my own depression and stuff, he'll step up as that person that I need. And that's why I just love it. I can't explain it. It's just like, that's why when they explain your vows, when they're just so sentimental because you're now one person.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I felt like we were one person because I was taking care of him and I was making sure he was okay, and vice versa. Whenever I'm sick or whenever I'm in pain, whenever something happens to me, stressful, whatever, he'll take care of me in the same way. And it's a different way of life.
It's a different form of love.
Yeah, it really is. And I love it. I really do. And I think that it just changed your whole perspective of life. That's why it makes me so kind of scared for motherhood. Because if I'm already that way with my fiance, and we haven't even got married yet, I do look at him as my husband. Because even though he asked me to marry him, he's my husband.
Like, you know,
dude.
that's your person.
He's
yeah.
my fucking soulmate,
Yeah.
dude. And no matter what arguments we have, no matter what fucking shit that we go through, he is my person. He's my soulmate. And so that's why it makes me so scared to go through motherhood, dude. Because I'm like, the way that I act with him, how do I act with my child?
Yeah.
You're gonna be overprotective.
Dude,
Yeah.
it makes me
You're
so
everything.
scared.
Damn.
Because the way that you are, like the snake thing, they're a snake. Imagine with your own kids.
Oh my gosh.
And kids, dude, growing up, kids don't listen. They don't, bitch.
I
They don't. I didn't listen.
Yeah.
When my mom would tell me this person's fake, I was like, no, mom, like you're tripping. This person's not. They would come out fake.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, my mom was right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, if I'm that way with Garik, how am I going to be with my kids?
Dude.
That's crazy. That's why it makes me so scared to have kids. Because I'm that way with my dogs. I'm like, don't play with this dog. He's a little mean. I'll grab him.
Gosh. That's literally gonna be your everything. Like your whole life will change.
I know.
I'm excited for that one day.
No, I'm
One
excited
day.
to see you marry, have babies. How many babies you gonna have? 12?
Oh my God, girl.
12.
I know you want a lot of kids, huh?
Yeah.
You said you want a soccer team, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, hey, when are you gonna start?
Probably next year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
I
my
say that now, and
gosh.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm older than you guys.
How old are you?
No, I'm not gonna tell you.
Girl.
I'm older than you guys.
Most of my friends are older. Most of my
I'm
friends are like 28.
26.
Oh, my sister.
Okay, yeah, you're not. It's not
I
bad.
had to think about it, my weight. Yeah, I'm 26. But I'm older. I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20. So I have to hurry the fuck up.
No, you
don't have to hurry up.
I don't have to.
It's only
but,
if you feel like you're ready, then you feel
No,
like
I'm
you're
definitely
ready.
ready. I've been ready. Like
Yeah.
she says, she knows that that's her partner. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm already married. Even before getting married, like if it were to happen, like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. But I kind of want to be outside a little bit more with my man. Just a
I
little
get you.
bit. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
Appreciate
enjoy
them
it.
more.
Enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Just a little bit, and then. But if it were
Dude,
to
you're
happen
still
tomorrow, like I'm
young.
good. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
I already have my diaper bag ready for the, for the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're young.
It
Like,
kicks in.
what?
Like the mother instinct?
Oh, I'm scared for that.
No, you're gonna be such a good mom.
No, I'm gonna
pal.
be a really good mom. I just
I
don't see
know
myself
it.
having kids until I'm like 30. Like,
Yeah.
you know, which I don't think that's old. Like sometimes I tell
It's
people
not.
they're like, damn. But I'm like,
No.
It's not, but for me, that one's 12. Yes, I need to hurry up. I need to get it together.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you do.
I don't want 12, but you know, for
Yeah.
me too, that one's like
Dude,
collection. Like I need to start on that collection.
oh my gosh. Do you feel like even like let's say, you know, God forbid, right? But let's say your first pregnancy is like hard. Do you think that even if your first pregnancy is hard, you're still going to want to keep having a lot of babies?
Probably because I'm super stubborn.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I would like because
Like you'll just forget the pain, huh? And then
I'm
just
so
next.
focused on wanting a big family that I would probably be like fuck it, like I want that big family. So
Yeah.
whatever it takes to get there, I'm gonna have to get there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It
Hopefully
is
it's
nice
not.
though to have a big family,
I
I'm
want
sure.
to.
What do you want first?
I don't care. I just want.
Okay.
I just want it. Like, just give me all. But I do like. I'm the first person to say like I don't care what I get.
Right, yeah.
But I will say that I would get kind of sad if I just have straight girls or straight guys. Like I
Really?
want
okay.
both genders. Like
Yeah.
I do.
I'm
Okay.
sure you will, girl. Out of
I hope I
12,
do.
it would be crazy if you don't.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I root for healthy baby first.
Yeah,
Healthy child.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that I root for.
of course.
But I think that with a lot of the stuff that I go through mentally, with how much like, not how much Garik needs me, but how much that me and Garik go through. And you guys see, I have a lot of dogs. I have 4 boy dogs and I have 1 girl dog. 1 girl dog. I only have 1 girl dog, and it's for a reason, because I let her run shit. I have 4 boy dogs because it's just different. They all need me. They all look for their mom in a certain situation. My girl dog, she'll look for me and she'll be like, oh, this is my mom. But sometimes she'll just sleep with Garik. And I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Like, whatever. You know, whatever. But it makes it easier on me knowing that I kind of have her off my chest a bit.
Yeah.
Because she loves Garik so much versus the boys all needing me. Boys need women.
So she's more independent.
She's more independent, and my boys are. You guys see Ween. He's over here scratching on the door because he doesn't want the door closed because I'm in here.
Yeah.
So I just feel like because I have so many boys, I have Garik and I have the 4 boys. It's 5 boys total. That if I would have a boy, it would be so much on me. Just including the fact that it is 50% me and it is 50% Garik, and knowing how much Garik loves me. Like, this motherfucker wakes up next to me every single day. And I wake up every day with Garik just like on me. Just on me. Like, I literally took a video this morning, and Garik's just always on me. Just always on my chest. And I love it. But having a boy, I just feel like it would just be so much and so hectic because all these boys need me. And then now this little boy needs me. And now all these other boys need me.
Yeah.
So it'd just be so much that I think that a girl would really just kind of heal me in a certain way that
That's beautiful.
I would want to cherish and raise her the way that I wanted to be raised when I was little. Just a daughter is so different.
I feel like that too.
So different.
You want a daughter?
I want a daughter
yeah,
so bad.
honestly, I feel like I would rather. But no, I would rather have either one, obviously,
Yeah,
right? Like if I have a boy too,
Yeah.
like I would
Yeah.
love him the same. But
Me too, yeah.
it would be nice to have like a mini me, you know, like a little girl.
Yes,
her
yeah.
little
I
curls.
100%.
Oh, imagine.
Oh my God, dude, I think about that all the time. Just like, and the way that I think about it is sometimes people are like, oh, the girl takes all the girl personality, which sometimes is mostly true. But when they take the all girl personality, that's when the dads are like, oh, this is like a mini her. And then the girls are so attached to their dad. And they're like,
Oh yeah.
they're attached to their mom, obviously,
I was.
still, but they're like, I want my dad. I want my dad. I want my dad. And so kind of having something that wants Garik a little bit more, I feel like would heal me in a different way, because it would take not a lot off my chest, but it would just heal me because just all of the shit that I've been through with my dad. I would want my daughter to go through that fatherly love with Garik.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
nice.
beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
That's so beautiful.
That's what I just would want my daughter to experience, like a dad full
Yeah.
time. And I
Yeah.
know the
I
way that
agree with
Garik
that.
adores me. Garik is so attentive to me all the time. Garik adores me. So imagine just having a little me, dude. He would adore it. I know he would. I know
so
he would.
cute.
So that's why I want to have a daughter, but I root for a healthy baby.
Healthy baby.
100%. But if I were to have a daughter, I just feel like it would just kind of heal me in a different way. For sure.
I agree with that. I think in general, just like having your own baby is going to heal your inner child. That's how I feel. Like, I think that when I have a baby, my inner child is fully going to
Yes.
heal because I'm going to literally give them the life that I always wish that I had. And like, you know, that's why I'm very picky, I guess, when it comes to like finding a partner.
Right.
Like, I want them to have that.
I don't think you're picky.
You don't think I'm picky?
I don't think you're picky. I think that you're just
You know what you
trying to
want.
not make sure that
Yeah.
everything's perfect, but to set your life up for what you expect.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, like I want them to have that childhood with like both of us, a healthy marriage that they can look up to and everything. So it's like that is going to heal me when I give that to my children and even give them like love that I felt like I didn't necessarily have at certain points in my childhood. Like that's really going to heal me. So like I look forward to that a lot when it comes to having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I know you're going to be a good mom. I know you're going to be a good mom. You're going to be the fucking fun mom.
Thank you.
I know it. For sure. This bitch is going to be the fun mom.
my
I feel like you would be a
gosh.
very assertive mom, but still
But fun.
a fun mom.
Yeah.
Like if they were to ever get like later down the line, if they were to ever get out of line, you would be like, look, I'm cool with you, motherfucker, but you got to relax.
Literally.
Yeah. I just feel like that's how I would be too. Like I would be, because my brother lives with me, and my brother, sometimes he'll see me turn into more of a mom. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I'm like more of a friend. So it's hard to go in between, but I'm working.
At least you're getting like a little practice right now.
Yeah. But my brother it's always just been me and my brother. Always just me
You
and
have
my
a baby
brother.
brother too, huh?
Dude, I have fucking 3 baby brothers and 1 baby sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And I'm close to all of them. I don't want to say, but it's different. Me older and having younger siblings that are 3 years old, 2 years old.
Oh, shoot.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's
It is
100% different.
Yeah.
Versus me and my brother being 5 years apart.
Yeah.
And it was literally just me and him. My dad, you know, wasn't completely around so much, and my mom was working a 9 to 5. So I was taking care of my brother, and I did have to grow up very fucking fast to take
Yeah.
care of my brother. And so now that I'm in the position and he's still with me, it feels kind of natural.
Right.
Yeah. And they've always said though, I'm his mom. Always. You can ask my family. I've always been his mom because I've been like, fucking pick up your sippy cup right now. Like I've always been on it.
Not the sippy cup.
Yeah.
So-
I'm like, fucking don't do that all the time. But now it's a little different because he's older and he understands. And he's honestly, my brother is my blessing.
That's
I love him so
beautiful.
much. He's my everything.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But do you guys feel like we had a great talk?
We
I feel like we
This
had
was amazing, dude.
know.
This is like
I
one
loved
of my
it.
favorite podcasts.
No way.
First
Oh,
thing
I
I
love
loved
that.
it. I loved it.
For a second, I forgot we were here, like with the microphone. and
Right?
everything.
Like it's just so chill. It's just a natural conversation. I love
I
it.
love that. I love that so much. Thank you guys so much for coming again.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you guys so much for coming and taking time out of your day to be here.
Guys.
You guys really helped me get back into
That's
the
right.
podcast.
That's right.
Because I did take a little bit of a break from it just from everything that was going on. And you guys helped me get back into it. And I really do appreciate you guys for coming.
Thank
so
you,
I love you
dude.
guys so much.
I love you too. You guys, Britt made us the cutest baskets. Look.
I know. I said if you would have brought me a basket, if we would have been doing a gift exchange, I would have brought you something.
I know.
She went
You
all
guys are
out.
100%
I'm like,
perfect. I
She's
promise.
the best.
You guys showing up here was just...
I already started eating mine.
Me too. We were eating right now.
No, you guys just showing up here showed me so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
love
guys
it.
so much for being here.
Thank you.
And that is a wrap for today's episode. Thank you guys again. I hope you guys really loved this podcast episode. I feel like went on for a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went on for a good time, but it
It was good. It was good and interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
loved
I loved all the main topics that we hit. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did like it, go down below, click that thumbs up. Also turn on your post notifications like I said. And don't forget to follow them on Instagram. It will be down below on the description. Also follow all of their social media pages that will also be linked down below. So you guys can turn on your post notifications, turn on your everything at that point. And we love you guys so much. And stay tuned for the next one.
Bye,
We'll catch you guys soon.
guys.
Peace out.
Thank you.